Welcome to the Eye Gallery, which makes the other half of the Kehidupan Galleries. Here, you'll get a glimpse into the Malay seafaring life, one that encompasses making a livelihood from the sea as well as the practice of island hopping, which is mainly practiced by ethnic groups such as the Minangkabau and Bugis. It's worth remembering that Kampong Gelam was a port town located near the coastline, near to markets such as the Clyde Terrace Market and Kampong Gelam Market. In addition, this area was also an important hub for the pilgrimage industry in the region. For boats to sail around these equatorial tropics, monsoon winds played a vital role in determining their travel plans. Most of the sailing would take place during April and September. However, when the southwest monsoon sets in from July to September, it became unsafe for smaller vessels to sail due to the presence of stronger winds and choppy waters. Here in the background, we can see the variety of boats which can be found back then in Kallang Bay. The skill and design of each boat depended on the purposes and conditions in which each boat sailed in. Up until the 1970s, one could spot any number of these boats in Kampong Gelam, which functioned as a key trading port where materials and commodities from the Nusantara are collected and traded. These items were then exchanged for goods imported from Europe and other parts of the world. Let's take a look at these ceramic shards, which were uncovered on the grounds of this museum. Once upon a time, such porcelain shards and fragments highlighted the status of those who owned them. For royal and noble families too, it was not uncommon to imprint their own stamps on the back of their plates as well. In the cases of these two examples of Dutch plates, both appear to have been produced in Maastricht. Why Maastricht? To give a bit of context, Société Céramique, the imprint on the first plate, was a pottery factory based in Wiek, a town in Maastricht, and they mainly produced household wards and decorative pottery. On the other hand, Petrus Regout, the imprint on the second plate, founded a modern, mechanized earthenware factory in 1836, which was vital to promoting the economic development of Maastricht. All this suggests that Maastricht was a veritable ceramics town, and their products found their way to different parts of the world, including Singapore and the families who lived in the Istana Kampong Gelam. During the peak of Maastricht's production phase in 1913, the ceramic factories employed about 7,000 workers in total, and this number makes up about 70% of the town's industrial employment. Besides a key trading port, Kampong Gelam also served as an important transportation hub, especially during the Hajj pilgrimage season for pilgrims from British Malaya and the Dutch East Indies. Basically, pilgrims would converge in Kampong Gelam before proceeding on the next leg of their journey to Mecca. During their stay here, they would seek a Sheikh Haji or a Hajj broker to make the necessary arrangements for their safe passage to Saudi Arabia. During that period too, they would take the opportunity to stock up on essential items for their journey. During this period, one could imagine this area bustling not only with pilgrims and their families, but also businesses who would take this opportunity to meet pilgrims' needs. Here you can see a suitcase which was used by a pilgrim during his voyage to Mecca at sea. A typical journey from Singapore to Mecca via steamships would take approximately 3 weeks. A pilgrim not only had to ensure he had sufficient supplies for the journey, but also during the duration of the pilgrimage itself. This case would likely have been used not only to contain one's clothes, but also personal effects, food items, and also cooking utensils, as many shipping companies did not provide food on board the ship. Towards the end of their pilgrimage, newly minted pilgrims or Hajis and Hajjas also had to cater space for souvenirs which they would get for friends and relatives. This is in contrast with pilgrims who travel to Mecca via airplanes these days, who would typically carry a luggage bag, a cabin bag, and perhaps a personal sling bag, which would contain their personal items and travel documents.